Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the video on my channel. Remember, I am currently in Turkey right now, so I am pre-recording videos. So when you see this pop up, price might be different, either a little bit higher, a little bit lower, but overall, the things I'm going to say in this video are still going to be relevant for, pretty much the now, things that are going to happen in a couple weeks and months from now. So overall, Ethereum Classic, let's break it down very quickly. If we quickly look at the cycle, pretty much see, had its little pump. Then this happened. It again had its correction, consolidation pretty much for many, many weeks. Boom, exploded, right? This thing exploded. Oh my, this thing only exploded for just about a month. It was consolidating, it exploded for about a month, and then pretty much most of the gains died off very, very quickly within the next 2 weeks. Then it was kind of going sideways. And then it was kind of just in this triangle that broke out in recent times. Well, recent June, you know, back in June of 2023. And then we were going sideways for a little bit. Then we had this support and resistance. And pretty much now we are just going higher and higher, but very, very slowly. So, what do I think about Ethereum Classic? Well, based off just a technical analysis standpoint, it's looking all right. I will say, based off history, it does seem, at least last time around, that price only pumps for just a couple weeks, 1 to 2 months, and then it dumps very quickly. So if that's going to be the case this time around, we have to pretty much be careful and be ready to sell when things start reversing and dumping because we're not going to have much time, right? If it's going to be the same thing, we're not going to have much time. So right here, we pretty much tell, right? Big support, bounce off, bounce off, bounce off. We are having a correction. Altcoins are having a correction, so do not worry. So this is a good opportunity to be buying back, at a $26 mark. Maybe it'll go back to 25, 24. Maybe you'll have one final dip to even 20, right? Somewhere around there. I can't tell you the exact price. If I do look at this support and resistance looks beautiful to buy. It dipped. And if we go on the, let's say, 4 hour, right, we do need more time and confirmation, but this could be the potential of it reversing, or it might say, no, we're going to go a little bit lower one last time, and then it's going to start doing its thing. But let's talk about where it's going to go in the future, because that is what matters. So short term, sure, a little bit sell, a little bit consolidation, whatever. But long term, the only thing I'm a little bit worried about is if this coin does not do that good, we could see it go into this weekly candle, right? And sell off from there. So that's always a thing you have to be careful and be thinking about just in case as an option, right? So it would still be from here to here about a 3x profit. So not bad, but there are better coins in terms of profit. And if we go and look at the daily, right, an area it might tap into. I mean, it doesn't really tap in. It could go here a little bit higher, maybe the 120. But overall, um, if it does start going up, like I said, that's going to be the first key area. And then we have this big area here, kind of a support and resistance. So we might bounce off this area. And then depending on the time of the market, how this coin does and everything, we could see this coin going further up, right? Where could we see this coin going further up? Well, one tool I always use is pretty much the Fibonacci level, right? We could take it from this high to the relevant low and pretty much see key area. So a key area pretty much would be the 280 mark. Mark this up right here. The 2.6 area, which would be around $440. And then if it does really, really well, pretty much the $600 mark. Now that would be really nice gains. The question is, are we going to get those nice gains? So one thing to think about is also the market cap, right? If we were to 10x from here, how much money would that be? Well, that would be around $40 billion, a bit less, pretty much 38.5 billion. So $260, and 260 bucks would be the 1.6 level and a little bit lower than this, which we could see happen. I think that is very probable for Ethereum Classic, right? I do think obviously the most probable stuff is always going to be at the lowest point. So going to the institutional candles, most probable, then making equal highs or sweeping it, which would be around the 180 mark, which would still be around like an 8x or a little bit less. And then pretty much expansion zones, right? Last time, if we look how far we expanded, granted it's always different. We did go pretty much into the 3.6 area. So if even if we go to the 2.6, we could see Ethereum Classic at one point go through the $440 mark, which pretty much would mean that we overall more or less going to be making a 15, 16, 17 times gain profit. Now, I do think this is kind of a safe coin to get. I don't think it's the greatest, but I don't think it's the worst. I think it's a good overall coin to have, but you just have to be very, wary and paying attention to when it starts pumping because like I said, if we even go on the daily and break down this candle once again, right, you can tell we were pumping for a nice several days. We had the wick and then one day sell off, one day pullback, one day sell off, pullback, boom. And pretty much within just a couple days, 5 days to a week, we already retraced 50%. So just know that I believe once we start pumping, we will pretty much sell off quickly, at least in my opinion. So, like I said already 5, 10 times, but just be prepared. These are the key areas to be watching for. I do think something that's very probable is equal highs or going higher because, like I said, 10x from here would be $38 billion, which is a respectable amount. But you guys gotta remember that yeah, $38 billion is a lot, but we're also going to have a lot more money around this time. So $38 billion is not as wow as it was last cycle or even the cycle before. Okay. That's just how it works. So 260, very, very doable. 440, probably the spike we're going to go into if it really does do better. But at that point, it would be, I mean, hitting the 60, $70 billion market cap. But you guys got to remember that it just has to spike there. It could go there for one day and sell off quickly. But the all-time high market cap was though only 15 billion. So just be wary. I do think 10x is safe. Anything more than that, I think you're getting an extra treat. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll talk to you next time.